in the jar. Shit may blow off the lid. When the pressure applied, we seeking they high. All right, y'all get in here. Y'all see the title right there. I got him. I got my man Ammo Osiris in the building. I need y'all to get in here. You do what you do. Make sure you hit that like button. If you want to support the podcast, please go over to, there's a link in the description. There's a link in the chat. Go over to the Andrews Podcast online store. Check out some of our gear. We got all kinds of stuff, coffee mugs, all kinds of different things, man. But as soon as y'all get in here, I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes. Get in there. Let's share this out. Everybody got all the questions. Guess what? Right here at Andrews the Podcast, we got all the answers, right? You know what I mean? There ain't no need to speculate and all that. Let's find out what's going on. Y'all heard it. Y'all seen the video. Y'all know what it is. Y'all get up in the building here, because who I have with me today, let me go ahead and bring him up right now. I got my man, none other than, hold on, let me drop this off right here. But y'all make sure y'all go and check out my man Ammo Osiris. His his YouTube page is the letter B Squad, spelled SQAWD, all caps ENT at the end of that, B Squad Entertainment, and you can go check out some of his videos, some of his work, and other things. You can follow him also on Facebook. He's gonna lay all that out for you and all that. But again, right here at Andrews the Podcast, y'all know how we do, man. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how I do, right? And also, if you're not following, go follow me over on Kick, right? Go ahead and download that Kick app and follow me, 843 Exterminator. You know what it is, the #1 bug killer in South Carolina. You understand what I'm saying? We are the Chick-fil-A of pest control. That's just how it go. But that's another story. But again, man, Ammo, man, listen, welcome to the podcast, brother. Thank you for taking this interview, bro.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you for having me, man. I'm here.
It's all good, man. But all right, listen, guys, before we get into all of this, before we get into the particulars, right, let me do this part right here, because I know a lot of people coming over, like, why he interviewing him? They you feel what I'm saying? Because me, I don't have no dog in no fight. I just want both sides of the story. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times we people are comfortable with one side of the story, but and we've seen this play out in the Young Thug trial with Puffy. You feel what I'm saying? Where they drag you in the media for so long, but just because they charge you with it, people treat you like you guilty of it. You feel what I'm saying? So I think this is the opportunity right here, man. Is just and I'm talking. I gotta talk to you as if I don't know you. This like my little bro right here, right? This family right here. And so, but a lot of my audience don't know you. A lot of my audience don't know how brilliant your mind is. You feel what I'm saying? And so hopefully through this sit down right here, man, we can, we can kind of, I want to bring some people to understand, like, bro, this brother got something going on, because I don't care who you are, right? And I don't care who you are. Unless you just whatever. To take that situation and then to, flip it to what we get ready to see is remarkable. But I'm talking long right now, man. But let me do this part right here before we get into what we're gonna do today. Again, man, welcome to Andrews the Podcast, everybody. I see y'all in there chilling. Hit that like button. I ain't charging for them likes today now. All right, but I'm gonna turn on that charge, and I'm gonna charge you $50 for the likes. Now hit the like button, right? So we can bring more people to this conversation, right? Because these are the conversations that we need to be having. All right. Before we begin, I want to make it clear that this interview is not about promoting or glorifying illegal activity. Our goal today is to understand the story behind the recent events, the inspiration for the music video you created, and the messages you want people, especially young people, young viewers, to take away from it. We will not discuss any details that could put you in legal jeopardy, and you are free to decline any questions you're not comfortable with answering. So there you go. Because again, people will look at this and try to draw from whatever it is. It's not my goal. I'm not law enforcement. Okay, so I'm not out here trying to prosecute cases or gain collect evidence or nothing like that. We're here to gain perspective. Okay.
Right.
Boom. All right. So let's start here. Let me. I've heard so many different things about this video we get ready to watch. I heard people say, "Man, that's AI." I showed it to some of my barber them just before I got back here today, and he was like, "Man, that's AI. That's AI." Can you dismiss that myth that this is AI generated?
Bro, all I can say is I wish it was. Like, I really wish it wasn't something I really had to go through. Is real legal situation, real legal problem. So I wish it was, man. I had somebody else tell me or ask me was it AI or whatever. I'm like, nah, I really wish it was though. But no, it's all real, no caps.
No doubt. What's crazy? That's the song I was just listening to.
Right. It cap.
No doubt. And big up to Fat Boy. We got to shout out Fat Boy. You know what I mean?
Free my big bro, man. Free him in the fast way.
No doubt. All right. So we're going to get into this video. This video. All right. So before we watch the video, no. Let's watch the video again. Because I think basically there was a high-speed situation. Let's let the reporter here do this. This is a and shout out to my man Nigel Millmore production. Yo, this is interesting. Here we go.
After he filmed himself during a police chase. The Berkeley man has been arrested after he filmed himself during a police chase. The Berkeley County Sheriff's Office says 35-year-old Rashawn Scott of Andrews is facing several charges, including failure to stop for blue lights and possession with the intent to distribute marijuana. A deputy and his dog were patrolling Cooper Store Road in Monk's Corner when the deputy saw a vehicle tailgating another driver and swerving in its lane. After initiating a traffic stop, the vehicle refused to pull over, according to deputies, and continued on to Black Tom Road and South Live Oak Drive at speeds of more than 100 miles an hour.
Speed 12 in a Nissan, hit the blue lights and I get gone. Trying to do right, still do wrong. Just need a down bitch just to lean on. Facebook talking y'all peons. We the ones really get a key going. We the ones really get a pee going. Really not a nigga to speak on. High speed 12 in a Nissan, hit the blue lights and I get gone. Trying to do right, still do wrong. Just need a down bitch just to lean on. Facebook talking y'all peons. We the ones really get a key going. We the ones really get a pee going. Really not a nigga to speak on. High speed 12 in a Nissan. I'm a high speed 12 in a Nissan. Hit the blue lights, watch me get gone. I'm really not the nigga to speak on. Get your ass flip, try me wrong. You ain't no boy, I'm a total big gun. I just need a bad bitch I can eat on. I just need a bad bitch I can lean on. Watch me lean on the bitch like some crutches. Doing over 100 in a motherfucking bucket. Till I get behind me, I'm a motherfucking punches. Fuck the bitch good since she fit me in the stomach. Gas on deck, bitch, you know we getting money. Quarterback the pack, all motherfucking punny. Hop out the car, still let the motor run it. I ain't Chris Brown, make a motherfucker run it. I ain't Chris Brown, bitch, you know I don't dance. I'm gonna keep it choppers and the boy got hands. Born out of jail cause the boy got...
Hey, how long after this incident did you have this song written?
I didn't write it. My producer, my videographer, Nigel, aka Schoolboy, shout out to Millmore Productions. He hit me up, was like, bro, which he's not the only person who told me to capitalize off the situation, but it was like, man, yo, you need to get into That was like, what, the next day when I bonded up, the next day, he was like, come to the studio, and I pulled up. Within like 30 minutes, we had the song recorded because he already had a beat. And shit, right after we went to, excuse my language, right after we went to go shoot the video, we did all that within a few hours' time.
And that's the part that people are missing, man, is the creativity, that's work. I mean, you know, you simplify it like, hey, we just did this, we just did that. But
Right.
that's work. You feel what I'm saying? That's work. Like that's valuable work. And on the back end of it, you know what I mean? You were able to spit out a quality product on the back end of it. Now let's talk about the incident, because I heard the guy right there, the news reporter, he was describing, because I went and pulled up the actual video, and those are clips in throughout that video of the actual chase. So the reporter, he gave a description of what the officer said he saw.
Correct.
Okay. And again, I'm not a lawyer, nor do I play one on Facebook. Sometimes I do, but not a very good one. And I'm looking at this situation, right? And there is a thing called probable cause, like, because we do have a constitution. We do have a constitution. And so describe to us what we're seeing right here.
Right now, there's the officer behind allegedly me driving the car that he claimed to saw me behind a car, tailgating a car too closely and swerving in my lane, which is all caps. You know what I'm saying? Had I actually...
All right, well, you got whoa, you got to break it down for my audience now.
Which is all false. I apologize. It's false. I don't see this ghost car that I allegedly was.
So this was the initial. This is the initial stop right here.
Yeah, that's the initial blue light for me initially doing what I
allegedly, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I don't see I'm trying to look up the street. I don't see. I see that car turning around in that yard.
No, see, that was a car, but to leave a yard. You get what I'm saying? That wasn't even a car. You know what I'm saying? That was turning. It was leaving a yard. You know, that car was already there. They just maneuvering to get. You know what I'm saying? To get out of their yard.
I got you, man. So check this out. Let's start here. All right, can you share a little bit about your background, of course, where you grew up at? And this is for, again, I know you. I've watched you grow up. But this is for the folks that's coming to this thing. And if you guys are coming in here, man, go ahead and hit that like button. I see we got about 20 people in the room right now, and we only got 2 likes. So obviously you're here interested in the conversation. It don't cost nothing. You ain't got to strain. You ain't got to lift nothing. You ain't got to do nothing but just tap the like button. That's all. Period. If you're enjoying the conversation, your friends are going to enjoy the conversation. Come on, man. And and full disclosure, we're not gonna get rich off this interview. So don't think I'm gonna start getting money. No, you ain't doing that. You just whatever you're doing. But anyway, Brock, can you share a little bit about your background, where you grew up at, your influences, and what got you into music?
I'm from Andrews, South Carolina originally. I grew up what we call West Hale, the west side of Andrews, small town, Andrews, South Carolina, Georgetown County. I guess like parts of it is Williamsburg County also. Grew up on the west side of Andrews, other than, you know, unfortunately doing juvie time, jail time, and prison time throughout my, you know what I'm saying, throughout my life. But from Andrews, South Carolina.
No doubt. So how would you describe your music, the type of music you make? How would you describe it and the messages that you try to put in your songs?
I look at myself as an artist. I don't look at myself as like, you know, labeled as a rapper. I look at myself as an artist because I make different music. I actually got music where I didn't let people hear it and they couldn't even believe it was me. You know what I'm saying? So I like, you know, I got stories, but also I like to, you know, deal in reality or deal with things I've done and or you know, the life I came up living or whatever. So I'm gonna keep it real also, you know.
How old were you when you made your first song?
Originally recording, well, you know, I come from, well, we was recording on tapes. So like it's hard to say. I started rapping at like 8 years old, but in fact, actually recording myself, we would record over, like, you get your mama cassette tape and put tape, you know what I'm saying? Put like freaking tissue inside the hole of the cassette tape and record over it, over her gospel tapes and stuff like that. So I had to probably been like 10, 11 my first time actually hearing myself recorded on a cassette tape.
And like, which leads right into the next question of influences. Like, who was some of the influences that, you know what I mean? Because again, like you like me, I was, you know, my people was coming from gospel music. They wasn't listening to Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So who were some of the influences that influenced you to pick that, you know, to want to pursue being an artist?
Right. Oh, I'm trying to think of who's the first to really influence, because I had so, you know what I'm saying? I like, you know what I'm saying? I had so many different ones that I adapted to or grew into, because it wasn't always just, you know, the gangster or thug or, you know what I'm saying, the rapper that I liked. I had times when I used to like Bow Wow. You get what I'm saying? So, and Romeo, because they was young, you know what I'm saying, rapping and famous. But Hot Boys, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Hot Boys, Lil Wayne. I had my era was I was like, what, 13, 14. I was into G Unit heavy. I had the G Unit shoes, you know what I'm saying? 50, definitely. So it's just different people. Pop, of course. I like Biggie, but I was into Pop more.
All right, so this video has generated a lot of attention here over the past, you know, 72 hours or so. What has been some of the reactions you've been getting from it? Like, you know, positive and negative. What have been some of the?
I'm gonna say, for the most part, it's been you know, it's been people laughing or, bro, you crazy, or, you know what I'm saying, or, but I have also people telling me, yo, that was genius, a good way to turn a negative into a positive. But also, you know, some family members on the negative side, like, I don't think you should have did that, you know, like, that's not smart, you know, like, the police don't like seem to be made a fool of, things like that. So,
And I wanted to ask that question so that people understand that in our life, man, we got a balance. You know what I'm saying? And like you say, and it's usually that family that's sitting there saying, you know, hey, you know what I mean? A lot of people think we just out here just winging it, just doing it as, nah, there's people around us that's saying, you know, don't do this, or hey, do that, or, you know. So, some might say that you're glamorizing dangerous behavior. How do you respond to that?
I don't feel like I am. I took a real situation. I didn't want to be in the situation.
So, you know? And yeah, I'm sorry, because I wanted to tie that into that, where it sounded like, if you listen to the reporter, it sounded like you pre-planned this thing. That's the way the reporter, because that's why people like, man, that must be AI. Like, you know what I mean? So again, with that, what I just said in mind, you know what I mean? Let me re-ask the question again.
Yeah.
Some might think that you're glamorizing a dangerous behavior. How do you respond to that?
For starters, let me say they lied about me posting it during the chase. Allegedly or hypothetically, let's say I was the driver, nothing got posted until after I bonded out. I did, you know what I'm saying, for one. But for two, like I said, I was you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna throw all the blame on the cop, but I know I was targeted, I was profiled, and I was really stopped for no reason, you know, allegedly, had I been the driver or whatever. But I didn't want none of this, so I didn't plan none of this, so I just took a real situation. I'm not trying to tell a youth or anybody to go do something like this and, oh, happy-go-lucky, because I'm really facing, you know what I'm saying, serious, you know what I'm saying, infrastructure for my driving record. So I'm definitely not glamorizing or telling nobody to go do nothing dangerous like this. I just was placed, in my life, in my world. I know I was placed in something that I didn't want to be in, but I had to do, do what I had to do to do what I had to do.
And that's important that part come out, because there's a narrative that he planned this, and it's been proven on this podcast right here that that news station right there and many of them, they will lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just that nobody ever fact check what they say. And it's just, that's the news. Why would they lie? They got on a nice suit. They got on nice watches. You know what I mean? And we just kind of be blinded by all that and turn off our critical thinking sometimes.
If they were, if it was the check of the dates of anything being posted and the time or dates of the actual high speed, it's proven, it's facts, it already out there that newscaster, that was cap. That was a lie. It was a lie.
All right, I got a question. And we're saying if and allegedly, if the alleged driver, well, you answered that question. And we saw in the video, I didn't see the swerving, I didn't see the tailgating.
It's the car. What car was I tailgating? I just don't. I don't know, man.
So how do you feel about adults being denied the right to drive for 5 years in South Carolina?
Is like setting a person up to fail, if you get what I'm saying.
No, break that down. I need you to, bro, I rock with you, and I know how you feel what I'm saying. You can say a little bit, and I got it, but we need to, I need you to, I need you to unpack that.
I'm gonna iterate. Like, I feel, I just know, if you're placed in a situation like that and you're an adult and you got things to handle, like you got to go to work, you got kids, bills must be taken care of, job, you must go to this job to keep your life going. You got kids, they got to be taken care of, go back and forth to school, got to go to doctor's appointment and things like that. So a whole 5 years as an adult without the right to drive is crazy. It's preposterous to me, because it's like, we want you to drive because we know you're going to drive illegally. We want you to drive so we can put you back in jail and or prison. That's what I mean when I say setting you up to fail, because if you're denied the right to drive for a whole 5 years in the state that you live in, and you're an adult and you have responsibilities and or you just want to contribute to be something and to do something and to help people and things of that, it really is just, it's a setup to fail, because eventually you're gonna drive out of necessity, out of need, and or sometimes won't, let's be honest, but it's gonna be plenty of times when you actually really need to drive. Some people might, people who not living in a realistic world, when they look at, they just judging from their high horse, like, no, you shouldn't be driving. 5 years? If my mother was sick and she can't drive herself, and I'm the only person around because my brothers and sisters are at work and they job telling them if they leave, they're fired, who you think gonna drive them? Drive my mother to this hospital? I'm gonna do it.
And what I'm hearing is that it sounds like how, like, so in like, you done dealt with the system, and that there's the Constitution defends you, the citizen, from excessive punishment.
Right.
And that's basically what you're describing. Now, okay, if you did a vehicular homicide when you were drinking, 5 years, 10 years, you probably shouldn't have a license.
Right.
You know what I mean? But outside of some horrific, I think what you're saying is that 5-year law across the board is it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's too. You get people wrapped up in that they may have had they had a moment of bad decision, You feel what I'm saying? Nobody was hurt or harmed, you know what I mean, physically in whatever decision they made.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. First of all, man, again, I want to thank you for even coming. I mean, we're not finished, but I want to thank you for doing this, bro, because a lot of folks, again, will pass on the opportunity to come up and speak, you know what I mean, as far as clearing the record, you know what I mean, as far as, you know, because the news will lie. The news will lie.
Definitely will. I appreciate you, like I said, for letting me even tell my side. Like you say, you're not a lawyer. You don't choose either side. You just want to get the truth. And they already put out their side. So I wanted to put my side out, you know what I'm saying, other than just me on my Facebook. You know what I'm saying? So it even seems more professional and more, you know what I'm saying? It's done even better this way.
All right. If for your fans that's watching, and I know they watch it because my count don't be as high this time of day, so I know them your people watching. What do you want them to take away from this interview?
My main thing was to get my point across, so people can really, for the ones who do thinking, oh, he stays in something, or oh, he shouldn't have been driving. I just wanted to put it out there. Like, I mean, I really was targeted. Rather, hypothetically, I was driving the NARC when I shouldn't have. I really was pulled over, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly, if I was driving, was pulled over for no just probable cause. Police supposed to have probable cause to stop a person and or to search people. Really was targeted, you know? So it's not like I was out there just doing dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just out here just messing up, and I just want to be away from my kids. Like, that's just my main thing, man. So I know I don't want to be away from my kids, and I just know that 5-year stint without driving is just abscess, how they say it. It's just crazy. It's too much to say that I haven't wrecked into anyone, killed anyone, vehicular homicide, or anything like that. To have to go 5 years without driving.
And you sparked my interest and see, these are the type of things that I be screaming about that we can actually have an effect on, but we gotta first educate ourselves. So now you got me getting ready to do some research on that and figuring out what, you know what I mean? Because sometimes these laws be in place and they get in place because during that particular time, something happened. You know what I mean? It may have been a high number of this and that. And then the legislature reacted and they made a law based on, I mean, look at the things that 9/11 is a perfect example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? From the 9/11, we got the Patriot Act. You feel what I'm saying? And people wonder why, you know, how these people get to know and see everything else, because out of fear, we signed away our rights. Okay, we gave away our right to privacy.
Yeah.
And so, you know, so I follow you, man. I'm pulling something up here. What did I pull up here? Oh, from this situation, right? Because again, I know you, and I know you're about growth and elevation. How do you see yourself growing as a artist, and more importantly, as a person from having your name being alleged in this situation? You know what I mean? Being accused in a situation like this.
As an artist, I mean, hey, I'm gonna take the good with the bad. You know what I'm saying? Or make bad into good. So of course, new people are checking out my page. You know what I'm saying? Checking out the YouTube, checking out my Facebooks and Instagram. So it's definitely gonna grow from that. Like, it's already starting to grow as an artist. Like, just from turning the bad into you know what I'm saying, a prosperous situation. Like, just from the creativity behind that, from myself, and like I said, Nigel, Millmore, and all those things. So as an artist, it's already growing, and I see we ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep going. Like, I got more music about being oppressed and falsely, you know what I'm saying, criticized and falsely arrested, featuring Fat Boy, It's a song called Black Man featuring Nigel and Fat Boy. We coming with that real soon. And it's crazy. It talks about the same type of stuff. So we definitely gonna keep going as an artist.
No doubt. What about your social medias, man? Where all could people find you at? Find your music. Shout out your social media and go download Kick.
Yeah, download Kick. Like Big Rose say, hit the like button. You can find me on Facebook. I'm Amo Osiris, AMO OSIRIS. That's Amo Osiris. You can find me on IG. What it is? Barbar. I think it's Barbar. Amo the Barbarian. I'm tripping. AMODABARBARIAN. Amo the Barbarian. Does spell with a DA. Check my music out. I'm streaming on all platforms. Apple Music. I'm on. You can Google me. I'm on Deezer. I'm on Spotify. I'm on YouTube. You can Google me or whatever. I'm AMO OSIRIS. Amo Osiris. Yeah.
No doubt, man. Bro, like we're gonna come back and talk again because I want to put a pin in this right here.
Yeah.
But there's other things that I want to talk about outside of this because you're way more than this situation, and I want people to see that. Like I said, the turnaround time for these guys to put this product out on the street is amazing, and I think what happens a lot of times in our small towns, we can't see the forest for the trees. Like there's people in town needing that kind of service, needing that kind of, you know what I mean, that kind of technical support. You know what I mean, even with the churches, with youth groups, with all these different things. And we always look outside and that stuff is sitting right underneath the tree. You know what I mean? The fruit dropping right at the bottom of the tree, but we going across town to try to pick from another tree. But that's a whole nother conversation that we'll get into. So what I need you to do though, man, I need you to hang in there. Don't go off yet because I need this thing to load, the whole conversation to load so that when I put it back out, it'll be complete. But I appreciate everybody for being there. I don't like the fact that a lot of you came over and didn't hit the like button. So I don't know what you judging this conversation, how you judging this conversation. They don't have a dislike button, so just pretend it's the dislike button and hit it if you dislike it.
Right.
Like any way you do it, just hit the button and help us out in that manner. You feel what I'm saying? We're not asking for no money. We just asking for you to just hit the like button and spread the conversation. That's all we asking. Thank you guys for doing that. And Big Dog, just hold tight. And guys, tonight, I don't know. We'll be back on tonight. I'm gonna be back tonight. I want to talk about, have you heard about the situation with the clerk of court over in Kingstree?
Nah.
In Williamsburg County? Yeah, they got her on 10 count indictment. And in her case, just like any other case, she's innocent until proven guilty, because I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, it says there that she can pay herself a salary, and what it's looking like, because see, they picked up the administrator and the sheriff over there first, right? And I know that I believe they done went in there and la 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 and la 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 la.
Right. Same.
Yes, sir. But all right, hey yo, just hang in there for me, Amo. Yo, y'all have a good one. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with this for this conversation. We're gonna do more things like this, and I hope a lot of y'all see now that you can approach me and talk about. I don't know if I can approach me. You crazy if you think you can't approach me again, but because this is what we need to do on this platform. It's not all politics. I'm way more than just politics. I promise you.
Big facts.
So, yep, y'all have a good one.